What's good, guys? It's the Footy Sage. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing Game Week 5 Premier League score predictions. But before we dive straight into this, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into this. International break, you know what's going to do, man. It's going to ruin some momentum for teams. So I might have a few hot takes in here. We'll find out. Let me just get up the screen. Where is it gone? Here we go. So yeah, there's 10 games across. 10 games we got. 10 games across the weekend. Let's get them all in there for you. There we go. So we've got Wolves versus Liverpool, Fulham versus Luton. I've got a hot take for that one. Tottenham versus Sheffield, West Ham versus Man City. That's going to be a good game. Man United versus Brighton. Ugh, let's not talk about that. Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace, Newcastle versus Brentford, Bournemouth versus Chelsea, Everton versus Arsenal, and Nottingham Forest versus Burnley. That's going to be another good game. All right, cool. Let's start with Wolves. Like I said, international break can ruin momentum. It can also kickstart momentum for other teams. But with Liverpool, I feel like they're just going to pick up where they left off. And the same with Wolves, they're just going to pick up where they left off. They had no end product before the international break. They're going to come back from international break with no end product as well. So Liverpool's taking this one away. They're winning this one. Do I think Wolves can get a goal? No. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Liverpool. We'll get a goal from Salah. You know, that's inevitable. I think Darwin Núñez is going to get back on the score sheet. I don't know if he'll start because Gakpo seems to be playing through the middle, but I feel like if he features Núñez, he will pick up a goal because I don't know why. I've just got a feeling that Newcastle game wasn't a fluke. You know, I feel like all the banter for Núñez is going to disappear soon. Maybe he's one of them players where it just took a very long time to adjust and he doesn't even speak English. Might not be an excuse. It might be an excuse. We'll have to wait and see. But I think he's going to chip in and score a goal. Let's go straight to Fulham and Luton now. Now, this is my hot take. I think Luton might get their first point in the season. They're not winning. I don't think they'll win. But for some reason, I just don't think they'll lose. And Fulham, they're not the strongest right now. Who scores for them? Like Reed, Bobby Reed, maybe Andreas. Jimenez hasn't been the same since that head injury, and he's not the Mitro replacement that everybody wanted. That being said, it could go one of two ways. It's either going to be Luton steal a 1-1 draw, you know, stink out the place like they will do for the whole season, or it's just going to be normal procedures. Because I did say that I think Luton most of the time throughout the season will lose on average 3 to 4-0. So maybe Fulham will just put them to bed, or maybe Luton will just steal a point. Who knows? Moving on to Tottenham versus Sheffield. All right, Postecoglou ball. Tottenham play some good football in it, whether we like it or not. And Postecoglou just does something very simple, which I like. He just, you know what he did? He just put players in their positions, and he's just letting them play. Yeah, he's got Maddison's not on the left, like on the Southgate, playing left mid for fucking England. Let's leave it out. Yeah, Maddison's in the 10. He's got Sarr and Basuma behind him. Or it would be Bentancur and Højbjerg. You know, when Bentancur's back. Like, what I'm trying to say is Maddison just gets played in his position and it just allows everyone else to flourish. Yeah, because a lot of managers these days are trying to do too much. Everyone's trying to be Pep. Yeah, I know Postecoglou said I'm just copying Pep. He just said it for bands, and he's not actually copying Pep. So Maddison in the 10 is going to be great. The problem is Richarlison up front. He even said recently he's going through something right now. I don't know what's going on, but he said he's going to seek psychological help when he comes back from international duty because of what's going on at Spurs. I mean, the guy just can't put the ball in the back of the net. I still think Tottenham will win, but I just know Richarlison won't score if he starts. That's concerning. Like, he had big boots to fill for Harry Kane. He wanted to play through the middle for so long. For Brazil, he scores. Or he did anyway in the World Cup. He was moving mad. But for Tottenham, it's just not working. I don't know why. But I'm going to go for Sheffield. They're not a threat. They're not a threat. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Tottenham. Richarlison will score. I'm going to go for 2 goals from Son, because even Cooley doesn't score like that, really. Maybe if Solomon comes on, he'll contribute. But yeah, Richarlison, I used to rate you, bro. I don't know what's going on. West Ham versus Man City. This might be the game of the weekend, because at some point I'm going to do a whole video just talking about West Ham. I want to talk about West Ham's recruitment. I want to talk about their midfield. I want to talk about the stack of quality players they have. I want to talk about how much of a good job David Moyes is doing. I want to talk about where they could improve, but I want to talk about how far they've come, because their team right now, when Declan Rice was sold, yeah, and West Ham took so long to make even one signing, yeah, myself included, we were all thinking, what West Ham doing? You can't just sell Rice and not replace him. Do you know what they did? This is what West Ham did, and I rate it. They made sure they got the right deals. They didn't rush into anything. They didn't just, get in a frenzy, go in a panic, and just say, get him, bring anyone in. They wanted to get the right personnel, and it's worked out. Alvarez, Souček got injured. I don't want to say it's a good thing he got injured, because no player should, get injured. But it looks like it's worked out for the better for West Ham, because I rate Souček. I rate him highly. But, some would argue that Souček and Alvarez together is too defensive, and then Paqueta just requires to do it all himself. But now you've got Alvarez and Ward-Prowse in the midfield. Alvarez is the anchor. Ward-Prowse was the Roman 8. Yeah. And Paqueta in the 10. The reason why this game's going to be even better as well is because Pep wanted Paqueta. And I know Paqueta is going to turn up and be like, you missed out, big man. This is going to be a good game. Do I think Antonio will cause enough problems for the centre-backs that City have? I'm not so sure. I think West Ham will score, but I'm going to go for an end-to-end quality game, 3-1 victory, Man City. The dreaded game, Man United versus Brighton. I'm just not looking forward to this. This is going to be the Matoma show. Will Ansu Fati make his debut? Who knows? Solly March. Is Enciso available? Is that new Caicedo replacement? If he plays, he might just boss our midfield. There's so many good players at Brighton. It's a joke. It's a joke. João Pedro, Welbeck might just come and decide to just chip in with a goal. I'm just talking about all the Brighton strengths. Notice I haven't brought up Man United, and I'm a United fan. I've just got no faith in us right now, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't think Lisandro can start. I hope I'm wrong, because he didn't feature in any games with Argentina, I don't believe. Lindelof, I watched a Sweden Euro games. I watched their 5-0 win against Estonia. Lindelof didn't play. And 3-1 loss to Austria, he did play. So maybe he's ready to play, and he's just a precaution. He missed out a game just so he could stay fit to come back to Man United. So I'd like to think that Lindelof will play. Lisandro's a maybe. Johnny Evans, please just keep him far away, which means Maguire. It looks like Maguire might get a shout. And after his performance on the weekend, Southgate, listen, Maguire is a scrub, yeah. But if there's an even bigger scrub, it's Southgate, because you're already winning and you decide to bring on Harry. You decide to bring on Harry, and he scores an own goal when you could have left him on the bench and gave Colwill or Tomori some minutes. But no, let's put him out there, try and gas him up, and end up throwing him under the bus even more. But anyway, don't want to talk about that guy. But he might get some minutes on Saturday. And I tell you right now, if I see Matoma cut in the middle and running at our centre backs, then I'm not here for it. I'm not here, because Maguire will get caught out, and he's too slow on the half term. Lindelof I've got time for. The thing with Lindelof is he's what you want Maguire to be. I keep saying it, innit? You want Maguire to be the ball playing centre back. Guess what? Newsflash, Lindelof's better on the ball than Maguire. I've said this time and time again. Since they've opened at the club, I've never had a problem with Lindelof, not once. The problem is when you partner up people with Maguire, they look worse. We've seen Varane and Lindelof. We've seen Lindelof and Lisandro. Lindelof's solid. I'm very happy with Lindelof. But yes, in terms of score predictions, are we at home? I think we're at home. All right, there's hope. I don't know what team are going to field though, because I don't even think Amrabat's fit. This is the problem. So what are we going to do? Casemiro, McTominay in the midfield, Bruno in the 10. I don't even know if Mount's back. Don't rate him, but he'd be on the right. If not, the only other option is Pellistri on the right, and then you put Rashford on the left. Start Højlund up front. I hope. If I see Martial, Martial used to be my guy. Not anymore. It just won't end well. I'm hearing rumors though that Rashford could go on the right and just Garnacho on the left. I've said this already. Don't start Garnacho. We're not doing that. We're not. So depending on the team, if I see this team that I'm going to say right now, I'll have some hope. If I see Wan-Bissaka right back, it's gonna have. I feel like Maguire's gonna play, so I'll say Maguire, Lindelof, Dalot left back, McTominay, Casemiro, Bruno on the 10, Rashford on the left. Start Pellistri and put Højlund up front. That I can work with, and then I'll go over 2-1 United. If I see anything different from that, if I see Eriksen in the midfield, if I see Martial up front, if I see Rashford on the right to make room for Garnacho start and we're losing like 3-1, we might not even score. It could get ugly. I know we're at home. It doesn't make a difference. That's how bad we are. On to Aston Villa against Crystal Palace. It's going to be the Eze show. Eze is my baller, I tell you right now. Even the little cameo he had for England, I wish he scored. I wish he scored that chance because the touch from the diag from Walker, what a pass, what a touch. I just wish he rounded the goalie and put that in the back end. But Eze's a baller. Eze show. Aston Villa play some good football, so I'm not even going to say DRB versus Eze in it because Eze's basically taken that talisman role that Zaha had. And I like it, man. Eze's grown into it. Eze's my baller. It's going to be the Eze show. Diaby's going to come out and smoke. Zaniolo's at Aston Villa now, isn't he? I want to say that Eze is going to move mad, and he probably will, but I don't think it'll be enough for them to win. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Aston Villa win. Yeah, Eze is going to turn up, but it's not going to be enough. When Olise comes back, my perspective will change on Palace because then you'll have two gunmen on the flanks, and then it'll be able to provide more for Edouard. I don't mind Edouard; he's a good player. Moving on to Newcastle versus Brentford. This is a must-win for Newcastle if they want to be taken seriously, because I will never forgive you. Listen, Newcastle, I will never forgive you for what you've done against Liverpool. I will not. Yeah, and you seem to have been rattled ever since then. You've had this international break now. Reset your minds. Get back on it. I haven't got time for this in it because you are a good team. As everyone thinks yet, because people just thought that you just go and spend $1 billion and bring in Mbappe. That's not how life works in it. But you've got a good squad right now. It's a great squad. I think you're going to win this game, but I'm not going to disrespect Brentford because Brentford, without Tony, with Mbeumo and Wissa up front, sometimes that, I can't say his name, Sade, sometimes he comes on, looks decent. On the break, if you catch Newcastle out, you could do some damage to them. So I'm not going to say Newcastle are going to walk all over you, but I think Newcastle will get the win 2-1. Yeah. Gimaresh, please come to United. Never going to happen, but right. Bournemouth versus Chelsea. Chelsea, if you don't win this game, if you don't beat Bournemouth, you cannot. You have to hold that. You actually have to hold that because one of your players is probably worth more than Bournemouth's whole starting 11. So, and I'm talking about Enzo. Enzo's my baller, one of my favorite midfielders in the league. I'm telling you now, these 8-year deals could backfire because if you don't improve within the next season or two, Enzo might just be like, get me out. But he's going to look like a joke, man, because there'll still be about 6 years left on his deal, and you can just say, shut up and sit down and play. But no, I think you'll beat Bournemouth comfortably. Yeah, I feel like this international break will have done you guys justice. Potts will have you guys looking much better now, more of a cohesive unit. I want to see Madueke start. I know Sterling's been really good in the right, but I just really like the look of Madueke. I'm not gonna lie. You could still start saying on the left, but I prefer him on the right. But yeah, I'm gonna go for a Bournemouth will score, and I don't think it'll be an easy game for Chelsea, even though it should be. But I'm gonna go for 2-1 Chelsea. But yeah, Chelsea. I'm not even gonna get onto yet anyway. I've got the 15 game rule for teams like Chelsea. You know, it's the same thing with Nottingham Forest. We're gonna dive into this in a whole new video. It's dropping on Monday. It's called the 15 game rule. You know, so and after 15 games, depending on where Chelsea are, depending on what their starting 11 looks like, then I'll be able to tell you what I really think about them. But for now, I'm not gonna get too excited. It's only the 5th game of the season. Everyone calm down. Everton versus Arsenal. This is an Arsenal victory with ease. There's nothing threatening about Everton. Nothing. Yeah. Like who they got? Danjuma? Wait, did they have Danjuma? Or am I chatting? I'm sure they have Danjuma and they have Beto. If they both start, they could cause a few scares. But that's it. Arsenal will walk in this. Even with Havertz in the midfield and they're playing with 10 men, they're walking away with this. I'll be very amazed if the only way this could happen is if Sean Dyche does another deep line 4-4-2, stinks out the place and gets a 1-0 win. But I don't think I just can't see that happening. Not with Odegaard on the pitch. You'll make something happen. So I'm gonna go with 2-0 Arsenal. Yeah. If Havertz doesn't start, maybe 3-0, maybe 4-0. But Arteta's obsessed with this Havertz thing. He can't accept the fact that he's shit. The same way Ten Hag can't accept the fact Mount shit. We funded Chelsea into getting some ballers and we bought their shit. And I don't care. And I'm not one of these guys that's going to gas up players that I didn't rate before just because they wear my shirt. Havertz is shit. Mount's very, very shit. Now, last game, Nottingham Forest versus Burnley. I am looking forward to this one a lot. This is Monday Night Football, but you know what? It still counts. Do you know what? I'd love to see. This is what I'd love to see, but I don't think it will happen. I'd really like to see Nottingham Forest go back to a back 4-2-3-1. I'd love to see Yates and Danilo holding, Gibbs White in the 10, Taiwo Awoniyi up front, and this would be so live. Just for the mutual. I don't really rate him, but you never know. He might do a job at Forest. I want to see Hudson-Odoi on the right and then Anthony Elanga starting on the left. Now, they're both probably better as impact subs, but I just want to see what they can do together. And what better team to try against than Burnley? They'd probably get cooked because Burnley play good football, but they just haven't adjusted to the Premier League yet. So they're not beating Nottingham Forest. They're not. I think it's going to be a very good game, but they're going to get got at. I'm going Nottingham Forest. Yeah, that's how I see it, man. What's after that? Hold on a second. Is there any more games after that, or do we go into game week 6? Yeah, we go into game week 6. Tough game for Nottingham Forest next week. Man City. But yeah, guys. Let me just get back to where I was. That's my Premier League game week 5 score predictions. I'll be back soon with another live. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on the video. When's my next video? I'm dropping one today, actually. Yeah. Premier League, Man United versus Brighton match preview. That's going to be coming out in a couple of hours. Probably do something over the weekend. And then, like I said, Monday at 2:00, we're doing the 15 game rule with Chelsea. Make sure you're there. We're going to dive into Chelsea's whole, just everything, money spent, where they're going in the future. Is it looking bad? Is it looking good? But yeah, we're going to dive into all of that. So yeah, remember, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.